Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back and I'm playing a game called Katawa Shoujo. Not sure if that's actually how it's pronounced, but it's a reading game. So let's go ahead and get started here. First time playing it, haven't tested it out or anything. A light breeze causes the naked branches overhead to rattle like wooden wind chimes. This is a popular treat for couples in the summer. The deciduous trees provide a beautiful green canopy, far out of sight of teachers and fellow students. But now in late winter, it feels like I'm standing under a pile of kindling. Of course it wouldn't winter. Why wouldn't it? I breathe into my cupped hands and rub them together furiously to prevent them from numbing in this cold. Did you know that breathing in your hands actually makes your hands colder? Because the moisture from your breath, it seems. Yeah, I found that out not too long ago, actually. Hisao. Is that me? I don't know. Just how long am I expected to wait out here anyway? I'm sure the note said 4 p.m. Ah yes, the note slipped between the pages of my math book while I wasn't looking. As far as cliches go, I'm more a fan of the letter in the locker, but at least this way shows a bit of initiative. As I ponder the meaning of the note, the snowfall gradually thickens. The snowflakes silently falling from the white painted sky are the only sign of time passing in this stagnant world. Man, the literature in this is really good so far. I've heard it's really long though. So, let's continue. Their slow descent upon the frozen forest makes it seem like time has slowed to a crawl. The rustling of a dry... Oh, get out of here. The rustling of a dry snow underfoot startles me, interrupting the quiet mood. Someone is approaching me from behind. Approaching me from behind. No laughs. I don't know, comment if you laughed, please. Hi, Hisao, you came? A hesitating, barely audible question. However, I recognize the owner of that dainty voice instantly. I feel my heart skip a beat. It's a voice I've listened to hundreds of times, but never as more than an eavesdropper to a conversation. I turn to face this voice, the voice of my dreams, and my heart begins to race. Oh, that's me. That's the person that gave the note. Iwanako? I got a note telling me to wait here. It was yours. Sorry guys, I'm not allowed to swear. So, nope. Dang it. I spent all afternoon trying to come up with a good line, and that was the result. Pathetic. Yes, I asked a friend to give you that note. I'm so glad you got it. A shy, joyous smile that makes me so intense I couldn't move a single muscle even if I tried. Uh-oh, what's going on? My heart is pounding now as if it were trying to burst out from my chest and claim this girl for itself. Sorry, bro, that ain't gonna happen. That girl's mine. That's what the heart said. Yeah. No, maybe. I don't know. Okay. I think next time I have a recording session, I'm gonna bring a bottle of water. Something like that. So, here we are, out in the cold. Once again, the wind stirs up the branches. The cacophonous noise is music to my ears. Iwanako flinches ever so softly against the gust of wind. As it passes, she rights herself as if supported by some new confidence. Her eyes lock with mine and she lazily twirls her long hair around her finger. All the while, the anxious beating of my heart grows louder. Oh, is that happening again? Nope. My throat is tight. I doubt I could even force a word out if I tried. You see? Oh, it's happening again. I wanted to know if you'd go out with me. I stand there, motionless, safe from my pounding heart. I want to say something in reply, but my vocal cords feel like they've been stretched beyond the breaking point. Hisao? I reach up to try to massage my throat, but this only sends spikes of blinding pain along my arms. Hisao? My whole body freezes, save for my eyes, which shoot open in terror. Hisao! The beating in my chest suddenly stops, and I go weak at the knees. The world around me, the canopy of bare branches, the dull winter sky, Iwanako running towards me, all these fade to black. The last thing that I remember before slipping away are the sounds of Iwanako screaming for help and the insistent clatter of the branches above. I think he had a heart attack. Or I had a heart attack since I'm Hisao now. Four Leaf Studios presents Katawa Shoujo. Inspiration, R-A-I-T-A. Don't know if that was a name or not. Yeah, no. This was made by like gamers, because that's their like gamer names. See, Blue 123. Yeah. Yep. This is actually really good so far. I've only been recording for 6.5 minutes. It's been 4 months since my heart attack. Ah, yep, heart attack. I knew it. Okay, continue. In that whole time, I can probably count the times I've left this hospital room, unsupervised, on one hand. 4 months is a pretty long time when you're left alone with your thoughts, so I've had plenty of time to come to terms with my situation. Arrhythmia. A strange word. A foreign, alien one. One that you don't want to be in One that you don't want to be in the same room with. A rare condition. It causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It can be fatal. Apparently, I've had it for a long time. They said it was a miracle that I was able to go on so long without anything happening. Is that really a miracle? I guess it was supposed to make me feel better, more appreciative of my life. It really didn't do anything to cheer me up. My parents, I think, were hit harder by the news than I was. They practically had 2 hemorrhages apiece. Apiece? Really? I had already had a full day by then to digest everything. To them, it was all fresh. They were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure. Of course, there isn't a cure. Because of the late discovery of this condition, I've had to stay at the hospital to recuperate from the treatments. When I was first admitted, it felt as if I was missed. For about a week, my room in the ward was full of flowers, balloons, and cards. But the visitors soon dwindled, and all the get-well gifts began trickling down to nothing shortly after. I realized that the only reason I had gotten so many cards and flowers was because sending me their sympathy had been turned into a class project. That's harsh, man. That's harsh. Maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I barely had visitors. By the end of the first months, only my parents came by on a regular basis. Iwanako was the last to stop visiting. It's kind of sweet, now that I think of it. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again. We never had that much to talk about when she visited anyway. We didn't touch the subject that was between us on that snowy day ever again. Man, I feel sorry for him already. Continue. The hospital? It's not really a place I'd like to live in. The doctors and nurses feel so impersonal and faceless. I guess it's because they are in a hurry and they have a million other patients waiting for them, but it makes me feel very uncomfortable. Sorry, added a very before that. For the For the first month or so, I asked the head cardiologist every time I saw him for a rough estimate of when I'd be able to leave. He never answered anything in a straightforward way, but told me to wait and see if the treatment and surgeries worked. So I idly observed the scar that those surgeries had left on my chest slowly change its appearance over time, thinking of it as some kind of an omen. I still ask the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations are low enough now that I am not disappointed anymore when I don't get a reply. The way he shuffles around the answer shows that there is at least some hope. At some point, I stopped watching TV. I don't know why. I just did. Maybe it was the wrong kind of escapism. Don't know how to pronounce that, sorry. Maybe it was the wrong kind of escapism for my situation. I started reading instead. There was a small library at the hospital, although it was more like a storeroom for books. I began working my way through it, one small stack at a time. After consuming them, I would go back for more. I found that I liked reading, and I think I even became a bit addicted. I started feeling naked without a book in my hands. But I loved the stories. That's what? That was what my life was like. Sorry about that. Kinda had a stupid moment there. The days became increasingly harder to distinguish from each other, differing only by the book I was reading and the weather outside. It felt like time blurred into some kind of gooey mass as I was trapped inside instead of moving with, and a week could go by without me really noticing it even. Sometimes I'd pause in realization that I didn't know what day of the week it was. But other times, all the things that surrounded me would painfully crash into my consciousness through the barrier of nonchalance I had set up for myself. The pages of my book would start to feel sharp and burning hot, and the heaviness in my chest would become so hard to bear that I had to put the book aside and just lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I was going to cry. But that happened only rarely, and I couldn't even cry. Today, the doctor comes in and gives me a smile. He seems excited, but not very. It's like he's trying to make an effort to be happy on my behalf. My parents are here. It's been a few days since I've last seen them. Both of them are even sort of dressed up. Is this supposed to be some kind of special occasion? It's not a party. There's this ritual the head cardiologist has. He takes his time, sorting his papers, and then settling them aside as if to make a point of the pointlessness of what he just did. Then he casually sits down on the edge of the bed next to mine. He looks me in the eyes for a moment. "Hello, Sal. How are you today?" I don't answer him, but I smile a little back at him. "I believe that you can go home. Your heart is stronger now, and with some precautions, you should be fine. We have all your medications sorted out. I'll give your father the prescription." The doctor hands a sheet of paper to my dad, whose expression turns wooden as he reads it quickly. So many! I take it from his hand and take a look myself, feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this? My absurdly long list of medications staring back at me from the paper seems insurmountable. They all blend together in a sea of letters. This is insane. Side effects, adverse effects, contradictions, and diagnoses are listed line after line with cold precision. I try to read them, but it's so futile. I can't understand any of it. Attempting to only makes me feel sicker. All this for the rest of my life? Every day? I'm afraid that is the best we can do at this point. However, new medications are always being developed, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that list fade over the years. Years? What kind of confidence booster is that? I'd have felt better if he hadn't said anything at all. Also, I've spoken with your parents, and we believe that it would be best if you don't return to your old school. What? Please, calm down, Hisao. Listen to what the doctor has to say. Calm down? The way he says it tells me he knew full well that I wouldn't like it. Am I going to be homeschooled? Whatever my concern shows, it's ignored. We all understand that your education is paramount. However, I don't think that it's wise for you to be without supervision. At least not until we're sure that your medication is suitable. So I've spoken with your parents about a transfer. It's a school called Yamaku Academy that specializes in dealing with disabled students. Disabled? What? Am I... What? Is he disabled? Is he disabled? Yes, he is. And we'll find out more next time on Katawa Shoujo.